All right, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is Shot 30 Podcast, and I am Shayne Neubert, and today we have the big, beautiful little man peach of the Quad Cities. Mr. JT Cage is in the studio. JT is a stand-up comedian. He performs theater, so you're doing some acting.
Yep.
And all kinds of stuff. I mean, you're running your own shows now, and you're big time, man.
I'm a threat on the scene, guys.
yeah, you are. And before we get started, I'll say Shot 30 Podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, YouTube, all those things. Please like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. If you're looking right now, hit the subscribe or go to Apple Podcasts, leave a review. It makes a difference, and I appreciate everybody who's went out to do that recently. But yeah, so you made me laugh so hard at the show on Saturday night. It's when you looked at this one table of nothing but like 50-year-old people, and you said, "You ever heard of JFK?" And they looked at you like, "Fuck you, dude." And my gut was just bouncing, man. And then you just stared back at them, and it was the most awkward, but so funny. It was just so funny. I loved every second of it. Yeah, I mean, and you do a lot of like history stuff in your stand-up.
I try to, yeah. JFK, and a little lesson is that I've learned quickly is JFK does not work if you tell that in Dallas, Texas. Oh yeah. You don't tell the assassination joke where that took place.
Did you do it there?
Yeah, I did. Well, it was an open mic, but not. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Where'd you do it at?
It was some like chocolate shop over in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, chocolate shop?
Yeah, they do chocolate shop. They do like kind of like a mixed open mic too, like music and stuff too.
Okay, I didn't know if you meant like it was like a black only.
Yeah, I probably should have figured that too.
Which, I mean, I could only imagine if you walked into like a black only comedy bar. I would wonder how that would go down. They'd either love you or they hate you right from the bat.
I think they would question me saying "yo" a lot if I did that in my routine, like I did on Sunday, or
got him.
Got him. Yeah. Yeah. They would question that a lot.
So now I know that you did stand-up comedy as you were going through college and stuff like that, correct?
Right.
At ISU.
Right.
So what got you started with doing the stand-up then?
I was watching Steve Hofstetter videos when I was a kid, and I was maybe 14 at the time. And the very first time I got on stage was when I was 15.
Whoa!
If you can believe that. But the way with my stand-up in history is like, dude, I kept
move you back just a hair, because you're just so much louder than everybody else, and that's perfect.
I kept like bombing and then just like quitting a couple times. So like 2014 was the first time I tried it, and then I bombed a couple times, quit, and then like took a year off. 2015, I tried it for a little bit in the summer, and then took some time out. And then January 2016 is like when I actually did it week after week for years. So it's a little over 6 years now.
Yeah, and I mean, ever since I started, especially in the Quad Cities, you've always been there, and man, you've always been trucking along, the good, the bad, the in between. Yeah, and I love it. I mean, and this scene has grown so much, especially in the past since COVID. Like, this scene is like, and it's expanding, and there's more shows, and like people like yourself and Austin are putting on these shows now, and it's giving a lot of people an opportunity to do more outside of an open mic, you know, and because essentially, we do these open mics, for fun and to tell jokes, but we do them to try to get onto shows to perform it like it in its like most purest state,
Right.
And so this is really a cool time for all of these shows to be doing it. And even with the like drag and burlesque, and these places like the Village Theater and Spotlight and all these other places, they're making such diverse like like they're throwing comedians into a burlesque show. Bottoms Up at the Speakeasy, I've got to perform there, and then with the Shots and Giggles and improv stuff, man, there's a lot going on over here right now. And you were just in a play?
Yeah, at Village, yeah.
Okay.
Hands of Ivory. It was an original by a Chicago playwright, and me and Wyatt West was also in it too.
Yeah, and how'd it go?
Really good, man. That play was like one of the best experiences I've had with theater in a long time. It was a wild ride because we had auditions in September, and then we performed it in February. So it was like we didn't even know if it would actually be performed or not because people kept on dropping the main role.
Oh,
Yeah.
was Celtic Honey in that?
Yeah. She was. I think she played a Karen. Yeah,
Okay.
That was pretty funny about it. She also played a therapist.
Okay, so you were a theater guy growing up then? I'm gonna move you back just a little bit, and I'm just gonna adjust you right here, so then you'll be perfect because I don't want you to lean back the whole time. Yeah, you were a theater guy growing up?
Yeah, a little. Like when I was a kid, I used to watch The Matrix, and I got hooked on Hugo Weaving as Agent Smith. I used to memorize his monologues actually when I was a kid.
Damn. Okay. What was your favorite role that other than this newest one growing up?
That's a good question. It's a very good question.
Did you ever get to play JFK?
No, but that's on my bucket list.
Man, at least you only have to, depending on how long the movie is, you might only have to play in half of it.
Yeah.
You got
Shot him. Why haven't I? Yeah, now that I think about it, why haven't I used that for the JFK joke yet? Shot him.
You gotta use it now. I mean, sometimes when I'm doing the podcast, especially solo ones, I'll start saying something so stupid, and I'm like, that might work, and I'll write it down because I just think of something crazy right in the middle of, your brain just thinking.
Right. I'd say, I think. I was doing this one play a while ago. It was the Laramie Project, and then I played this one character, Doc O'Connor, and this guy had a filthy fucking mouth. He was funny as fuck to play.
Was this college then?
Yeah, community college.
Okay, yeah. And well, that's awesome. So I mean, you did it from high school to college now you're getting back into it now.
Yeah, because ever since COVID, it was a minute since real live plays because some of it was just Zoom plays.
Mm-hmm. I did a internet roast battle.
Yeah.
Oh, bomb sesh.
Oh.
It was awful. They told JD Spetz did it as well with me. They told us it had to be PG, it had to be kid friendly.
That's where it went wrong totally.
So we just agreed to do it because we wanted to do something just to get some attention. But it was, dude, they came out like the other group, and they just came out with the No Pussy podcast and all kinds of shit, and we were just sitting there with fart jokes, kid jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so embarrassing. I'll never do it again. Yeah.
Wait, so they didn't do PG?
No, they were the ones that put on the show. Essentially, I think maybe they tricked us.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was awful.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I was a big athlete, and I did all, I was captain of the football team, stuff like that, and I opened my eyes up to doing theater one year. I was like, dude, you know what? This sounds like fun. And I ended up getting cast as the main, male lead role or whatever. And I was like, man, this is fun, even though the play was awful. 10 out of 10, the worst possible thing you could ever imagine.
Right.
And then I as I was getting older, I started watching some of the theater stuff and, more of music and musicals and stuff and I was like, this is cool. I like a lot of this stuff, the Book of Mormon. And I don't know, have you seen that?
Not yet.
Book of Mormon was by the writers of South Park. It is straight raunch.
Yeah, that sounds like it's funny as fuck.
Oh, yeah. It's not like one of those that you sit down and you're just I don't know. It's not like Les Mis or whatever. Yeah, this is... You're not expecting half the things they say.
What was the play you did in high school?
It was... it was called Broken Disney or something like that. And so it was what was Prince Charming in? Is that Cinderella?
Yeah, Cinderella, yeah.
So I was Prince Charming, but it was everything had went wrong, and then I was the big bad wolf on jury for trying to kill the pigs.
Oh yeah.
And so I had different weird roles, and it was just awful though. It was awful.
Damn.
But
so it was a Disney parody thing. Making fun of, yeah.
Yeah, but it was really bad. Yeah. Damn. And I just put it on all the other people because I was incredible. Yeah, I was a star. No, actually, I always say this. I felt like such a dick during that because so many people didn't take it seriously. And I guess like I always want everything to be as perfect as possible. And so like half the people on stage didn't know their lines. And we're standing up there and I'm like, come on. So then I just started reciting their lines for them. Made myself look like a complete jackass. But I'm like, what's she supposed to say? Is she supposed to say? And I go on her like 3 paragraphs of what she was supposed to say and then go back to my line. I said, like, I was such a dick about that.
At least the director was thinking, well, Shane prepared.
I really did. There was a couple people who did well, but for the most part, you know. So now, if you had to pick stand-up or, if you had to pick headline a massive comedy show or star or like have a big role in a movie, which one would you pick? It's a toughie.
That is very toughy. I guess star in a movie.
Okay, but so why?
I mean, I could always try to use that credit to just try to build some, because like I did want to go for both comedy and acting, but I could always try to use that to, like, even if I don't headline, I could still feature on.
Yeah, well, yeah, especially if you have something like that to say, like, oh, he was in the Brokeback Mountain 2, you know, like, dude,
he was Scooby in the next, or he was Shaggy in the next Scooby live action.
Dude, what if we did a we get Brandon Gale to film it, you and I do a Brokeback Mountain 2, like we do like a 15-minute like movie, but we do it in Matherville or whatever, and we make Brokeback Mountain 2. We'll like snuggle up and you pull my pants down and like try to pork me down, and we'll just have awkward moments of us like jumping in the lake. You like it?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can both test our real acting skills. And there may be. Do you know who Craig Gall is?
Oh yeah, he's he does Manscaped too, right?
Yep, yeah. That's him. So he did the podcast. We started it out with an acting scene, and we made out. And I figured out, there was 2 things that I figured out in that very moment. One, that I can act in about any movie because I wasn't sure. And 2, kissing guys with beards and mustaches is very different for me, you know? I'd rather have a soft cheek and peck it or something like that, but damn, those beards, man.
I learned that in Truth or Dare. It's like you taste a lot of hair. It's weird.
Yeah. Who are you playing Truth or Dare with, dog?
This was community college, dog.
Damn, got him.
A while ago.
Got him. So, now, I can't ever imagine that you got in much trouble for anything. What is the worst thing you've ever gotten in trouble for? Like, whether it be the law, whether it be school, whether, you know, did you ever have a girlfriend and you were like banging 10 women to the side? Like, come on, give me something here. We want to see your dark side, man. We all want to. Let the cage out.
That is a good fucking question. Well, everyone's got some skeletons. So,
yeah, let a couple go.
Yeah. I don't want to get into too much of it, just because.
Brief it down.
But like, the one thing
You're
I
still
did
in legal trouble for it.
No, just I don't really want like it to come back up. But the one thing with me and like Mike and Draw is like 3 years ago. But like you can talk more to like Donnie about it. But
well, that doesn't give me anything.
Oh yeah,
give me at least a basis of it.
Oh
wait, do you guys fight?
What? No.
Oh, somebody fought Mike outside of the speakeasy. I can't remember who was that.
Was that Race or was that Andy?
I think it was. Was it? I think it was Race. Maybe it was Race. Yeah, and Race he's all over the place now, man. Yeah, he's
in like he's stand up. He's like improv, all that shit.
Mm-hmm. I like him. He's a goofy cat. And I like his significant other. She's a complete sweetheart. She's the best. But yeah, so now moving forward, I mean, you're working. We don't need to pull in your work to the podcast, but are you like looking to do something else or more, or what? Just like what are your goals moving forward?
I like what I'm doing right now. I think it definitely beats like long shifts at the factory. Cause like in the old days, I was doing like 12-hour shifts, man, dude. I was dying. Like it was not good. When you have just 8-hour shifts, you can exist on the same day you work. You're working 12 hours. You have to fucking go to work and then sleep. It was such a bad time for me back in those old days.
Yeah, when I worked back at the prison, man, it was awful. I would work, so I would drive an hour to work 8 hours, and then you never know because all these prisons are so short-staffed that you may be just working 16 hours and not know it. Or they're just like, you're going to walk out the door at 3 o'clock and they're like, oh no, you need to stay for 8 more hours. What about my kids? Like, who's going to pick up they're like, you need to have a plan for that whenever it happens. And then you just don't have your phone. You can't contact anybody. And so you just got kids out there wandering. And me and Timmery both worked at the prison at the same time. And that was just never going to work. So I got the hell out of there. And
you worked at a prison?
I worked at a prison for 7 years, yeah. I worked at Galesburg for 4 and then East Moline for 3.
Oh, shit. Where is this in your stand? Like, I've never heard this before.
What did I use? I did use this prison bit for a second. Oh, it was on you. It was on you.
Yeah,
That's the very first time I've ever
roast, yeah.
Yeah, that's the very first time I've ever brought it up because I've got some crazy stories about some stuff that's happened there. There was one day I was walking down this wing in Galesburg and this guy goes, Neubert. And I was like, what's up, man? And I go to his room. He's like, I need to go to healthcare. I was like, well, you can't just go to healthcare. We need a reason. Like, what's up? And he's like, my stomach. I was like, you can't go to healthcare just over your stomach hurting. And I was like, you need to put in a slip, blah, blah, blah. He goes, no, well, Neubert, like, man, I got bad hemorrhoids. I was like, you can't go to healthcare over hemorrhoids. Like, we're just a broken record here. And he goes, well, I went to itch my hemorrhoids with a shampoo bottle, and the whole bottle got stuck up inside me.
We've heard that one before.
Yeah, and he'd been trying to shit it out for 3 days. So I started calling him Suave Bottle. Because this motherfucker was fucking his own ass with a full Suave bottle, dude. And he had it full of water, so, like, there was no give. Like, dude, this guy was just walking around with the shampoo bottle in between his cheeks, man. And there's nothing about that could be good. There's just nothing. Yeah.
It's head and shoulder, not ass and cheeks.
Yeah. Got him.
He was creative, Shane. At least he didn't say he slipped and fell.
Yeah. Slipped in. Well, you've seen that old video of the guy who squats down and sits on the glass cup?
Does it get like stuck up his ass?
Yeah. And then he like coughs a little bit, but his butt clenches and like slices his butthole and blood just starts draining out. And I've been told, I was led to believe that he died on the way to the hospital, but somebody said that he survived. So I don't really know. I don't keep up on those guys.
Where is this for research purposes?
I'm
is
sure
this
you
on
can
the dark web, or is this like what?
You could probably find it on eFucked. You ever heard of eFucked?
Nah.
Yeah, so eFucked, it just has all this like crazy stuff, dude. That's like where I saw the BME Pain Olympics. You've seen those, right? People put firecrackers in their pee holes and like light it, and it blows the end off. Ooh. Man versus hatchet. He takes a hatchet. This one woman took wasp in a jar, shook them up, and put them on her vagina, and then like kept shaking it, and they kept stinging her. Her vagina like swelled up so much it touched the back of the jar. Yeah, Christ. And they're like all doing this to win like a $75,000 prize. So there's some rich sicko out there that's like, $75,000. Like, I can't wait to watch.
That's like the advanced Squid Games right there.
Oh,
like,
you know what? It really is. That might work on stage too, because a lot of people do know what the BME Pain Olympics is, and it's people would electrocute their dick. One guy poured gasoline, and it's just Were you ready for all this? Did you have any idea that this is kind of the way this thing goes?
No. I just want to jump into it, man. It's kind of what you do sometimes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because, sometimes we could sit on this podcast and tear it up, but, man, I'm not doing that with the like when I have my goofy, silly friends over here, man, sometimes this thing gets wild, man.
Right.
But, yeah, so who's your favorite comedian out of the Quad Cities? Who's, like, your person that you, like, admire the most, I guess I would say? But there's one rule: it can't be Mike, no matter what.
Oh yeah. Does everyone else say Mike? Is that
no? I
happened?
just shit on Mike every episode of my podcast. It's like a normal thing.
I do love his one post where it goes like, Dan McCulloch, why do you get a standing ovation whenever you repeat my jokes? And then Dan, enunciate.
I thought it was. What did Mike say the other day? He was like, I'm just so pissed. Like, please keep my name out of your fucking mouth and like quit saying shit like this. It just like I don't know. I'm up here to do comedy. Like, I'm not up here to take your shit. And then he goes, this isn't actually about anybody. This is what I'm getting ready to say after tonight's show. I was like, what is he thinking right now?
So favorite QC fuck. Dude, I'm torn between like James Draper or Todd Wilhite.
Man,
Todd is funny as fuck.
Yeah, and there's so many different types of like so. I mean, James and Todd and Leslie and like there's so many of these guys that they just have so many different styles. So like it's such a hard, and I say guys, and Leslie's a woman, but. There's just so many different styles that I really enjoy. A lot of them. You know, there's some really shitty ones, but you know, I think everybody has everyone seems to be really unique, and I think that's a cool thing. You know, you don't have two guys that's going to come up and do the same exact set, or two girls, anything like that. Yeah. So, and what about like big comedian like?
Big comedian.
Man, you weren't ready for any of these questions.
Yeah.
What do you think? I was gonna just give you a back massage the whole time out here?
That's a general idea.
Yeah, I mean it's not the worst. I wouldn't be able to. I couldn't probably wrap my hands around your feet. What do you wear? Size 80?
12.
12? What? I almost have. I wear size 11. I'm
really?
5 foot. I'm 5 foot nothing.
Damn.
I'm 5 foot nothing.
Shit.
I'm a little bit taller than that.
Fuck. Louis C.K., yeah, and, I'll occasionally watch Jim Gaffigan and,
So all the guys that look alike.
Yeah. What got me into it, so sometimes I just watch, like, the YouTube shit, too, but, like, so Steve Hofstetter was, like, a big inspiration for me. I'll occasionally watch Elliot Chang, and I love Anthony Jeselnik for his dark humor, but yeah, it's hard. It's such a hard question. It's kind of like the trailer for the Nicolas Cage movie when they're like, "What's your favorite movie?" It's impossible to answer. It's so many choices. It is,
but let's just. What is your favorite movie?
You son of a bitch.
Got him.
Back to the Future for some reason.
For real?
Yeah.
You may be the only person.
Really?
Dude, I was trying to get a pair of the shoes. What are they called again? Okay, so you know who Jamie from Joe Rogan's podcast, the one who like gets all the answers and knows all the answers to everything? Joe Rogan like asks him all the questions. He types stuff in the computer. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I haven't watched a lot of podcasts, unfortunately. There's a lot of stuff I need to get into. But
I was just going to say that you're the complete opposite. You don't have an answer for anything. Yeah, I can't. There's something McFlies or something like that. The Zoom 3000 McFlies whatever they are.
Oh, shit.
I tried to buy a pair of those, but man, dude, they are just... Like, they're $3,000, but they come in a box that lights up. It has lights in the box on the shoes. Oh, man, and I just drool over them. And then sometimes, I think about how I was like a real broke kid, and I'm like, I can buy dumb shit now? and so I do. I buy a lot of dumb shit.
The board is the hoverboard, but, like, I can't think of the shoes.
All right, here we go. Let's go to the Google. What is the Back to the Future shoes? No, it just says Back to the Future. They're just calling them Back to the Future shoes. What the hell? But yeah, that's them right there, and we'll put up a picture of what we're looking at on the screen right now. Isn't that sick?
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, the Anthony Jeselnik thing, I want to go back to that for a hot second. Dude, what a heartbreak for me, dude. I don't know if you saw my Facebook post. I won that competition. Did you see it or no?
Well, that was. You mean the one for last year's competition, right? For
No. I won this thing on TikTok last week.
Oh, okay.
So on Friday, and it was a challenge. Whoever can do the best Anthony Jeselnik impression wins 2 tickets to sit with him and Jeff Ross backstage at their show all night in L.A. at Jeff Ross's and Anthony Jeselnik show. And I went to enter, and I was like super stoked. I don't know, like it was just fun to enter. I knew I wasn't gonna win.
Right.
And so I called Stevie and asked how I did. Stevie Stinky Mo. And he was like, dude, that was so fucking awful. It's honestly almost embarrassing. You need to take the video down. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I'm just going to leave it up. And so I called him the next day. I said, hey, fuckface, guess who won? I won. And so I got the tickets. I ended up giving them to some kid named Anthony Natarelli.
Oh, yeah. I know Anthony.
So, yeah, he got to do, but they didn't let him do all the things that they were going to let me do. But
why can't you go to L.A. then? Or
L.A. that night, they told me at 3 o'clock in the afternoon that I won, and the show was at 7 or 8. Yeah, so there was no way.
I thought when you said, I thought it would be like a show like months from now or something.
Yeah. I wish, because I would have been there. 100% would have been there, and I would have taken anybody, because I mean that's like a once in a lifetime for somebody to meet the roast master, or what, in my opinion, one of the greatest joke writers in Anthony Jeselnik ever. He's not just this era. I love him so much, man. I just think, and I will agree with Stevie. My impression was not like the best, but it wasn't that bad.
You want to drop some Jeselnik on me right now?
Well, I think it took me a long time to get into the character, but I used my own bit, my Peyton Manning bit. Yeah, and I was like, man, how did I do it? So I'm a big sports guy. And I've always got something on the TV, sports game, something like that. And the other day, I got a notification that read, confirmed, Peyton Manning and wife live swinger lifestyle. Now I could only imagine if me and my wife was sitting at a swingers club and in walked Peyton Manning and his wife. I can tell you right now, I'd have no issue at all with my wife watching Peyton Manning fuck me in the ass. And that was it. But I had it more crisp because I tried it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like the worst thing ever. Yeah.
Right.
Did you think it was awful?
I liked it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say, got him. So, do you do much social media stuff then?
I usually will just kind of plug it on my, because I haven't been promoting it. I'll send invites, I'll make posts on it, but I haven't been as up on my social media as I have been, or as other people would be.
I think it's a really. Me and Todd will fight about it a lot. He just doesn't believe in it. He doesn't believe that in promoting himself. He's like, I put in my hard work, so it should speak for itself. And he's like, he gets mad that some guy can suck on a pinky toe and then be a headliner of a show, and they've only done stand up twice. He doesn't like that. But I mean,
well, if you don't promote it, if you don't put in those ads and stuff, people aren't gonna know where the fuck your shows are in the first place.
And especially in this area, it's going to be very difficult to reach out to massive amounts of people. So I do think that I understand what Todd's saying. I understand that he has that's the way he was growing up and led to believe. And, he watched things. I don't know if he would have seen the Johnny Carson show but I'm sure that was in an era where he was following. I think he was born in the 70s. I think he was born 78 or 79.
80s. Oh shit.
He might have been, but he's older than my wife, who was born in 82.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I married an old woman. That's almost ancient. She's turning 40 soon.
Damn.
Yeah. And I was
How
trying.
old are you, Shane?
I'm 30.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and so I was just trying to, a woman with 3 daughters, old, she's going to be passing soon. She has great life insurance. I'm going to be rich by the time I'm 33 because she's going to be done and gone. I planned it. You're not following me?
I'm following you a little bit.
It
Wait,
was just a joke. It's just a joke about my wife passing.
wait, yeah, I just wait, passing in 3. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, she's the best, man. She lets me do. Actually, that's the coolest thing. I could literally say that I want to be a like prostate checker of like animals, like, and she'd be like, "Okay, cool, go for it." Like, I don't know if that's a real job, but man, I want to find out. We should maybe start. You and me should start like a YouTube channel where we just go check animals' prostates.
We should.
Yeah.
Or just check our prostates. Like I was just like, I was just telling the guys like the other days, like I gotta or when we were trying to do like a workshop, I was like I gotta I have like a furious like finger and butt session, but I can move things around. And I was like, if you move things around, Julian, like that might you might have some severe Crohn's. And I was like, well, you know, future eye doctor. I'm gonna be future eye doctor, but butt doctor is backup plan.
Damn, dude. You know, I go to the doctor. Every time I go to the doctor, I tell him, I'm like, can you check my prostate? You know, my dad actually had prostate cancer. So I'm like, can you check my prostate? And the doctor will check. I'm like, again? And again and again until I got him moving so fast, dude. Like,
you ever like a moan noise or anything just to mess with them?
No, I usually just turn my camera on, and I'm like, and then I just let them know that I'll blur their face out on my OnlyFans.
My biggest regret in college is not doing like a $20 an hour like nude pose thing for an art class. There's an ad like on my email for like the dorms or like for the campus shit. It was like, yeah, that would beat like fucking like slicing onions where I was working at in college, because like shit, man, all I had to do is nude pose. It's all about that confidence, man.
And I can tell you right now, if you're saying it's a $20 an hour, I will pay you $20 for 1 hour. Just stand there naked, and I'll draw a picture of you.
I do that.
I'm only going to pay you $20. I'm going to have it done in an hour.
I mean, if 20
but
bucks.
We're gonna videotape it and blur. We're gonna blur you out. Like, dude, that would be so fucking funny. Let's cut to a clip of us doing that. I don't know if we're actually going to or not, but there's at least gonna be something on the video. I don't know.
It's just gonna be a blur saying, "Got him."
Dude, we could just put your face up and just say "got him" real loud, and I'll put a picture of your face up right in the middle. Just say "got him" now.
Got him.
No, make it your best one. Make it your best "got him." Like, make it powerful and strong.
Got him.
There we go. There we go. All right, perfect. But okay, so now you've been getting to host and put on shows at the Village Theater.
Village Theater, Broken Saddle. Yep.
Yeah, and that's awesome. Like, I really love that Broken Saddle, especially because I remembered the Broken Saddle like from years before, and I think it was when it was before I did stand up, and I went in there and it was like a really aggressive karaoke bar where like people were like pushy and real, and so then after doing stand up there and with Pubali and Hunter and all those people doing it, I think it's excellent. I think it's excellently done. A good setup, especially for a small bar scene. And when I did the one show that they had me on there, and the place was packed, but it was like a comfortable packed.
Right.
You know, like this past weekend, It was like packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been popping. It's like Broken, because that's just like right downtown Moline, but like the open mic every other Tuesday, dude. It's been popping as fuck. It's like awesome.
Now did Cletus, Uncle Cletus, is he actually quitting comedy, or was that just a joke?
That might be man. I need to talk to him because, like, dude, I was wondering that myself, but like, cause I saw that post, but like, cause sometimes I don't know, because sometimes it kind of depend. Like, if people actually do quit, maybe they don't go as public with it. Yet. Sometimes it might just be a joke, but like, I guess we'll just give it a minute and see.
Yeah, I did. I don't.
I mean, if he doesn't show, he didn't show up. I don't even know if he showed up the last time I did a saddle mic. So if he doesn't show up this time, then maybe he did quit.
Maybe. Wait, I just thought I saw him booked for a show. He
Yeah,
just got
for
booked
Dana's
for
show, and then like Dana's asking, "What? Wait, are you quit? Like, what about my roast, man? Like, cause he has that. He got put on like Dana's birthday roast show on the 23rd,
Yeah, and he also got put on another show.
In Galva?
Yeah. So, that motherfucker's lying.
He has to be.
Oh,
or
Uncle
he just
Cletus.
has terrible timing.
Yeah. Oh, Uncle Cletus is giving us the gurs, baby.
Yeah. Uncle Cletus is throwing us for a loop.
Yeah. Well, and so I think that you definitely need to get on, whether it be, I don't know if TikTok is a very, the word they use is like a niche. It's very niche oriented. So if you're like all over the place, like the account never really gains traction.
Right. I thought about doing sketches on there at some point.
That's
maybe
a good
starting
idea.
A podcast.
Yeah, dude, you should. I think that especially the podcast, it builds you up. It builds maybe I don't want to say like a fan base, but a group, like you have a group of people who hear you and understand you, and like you get to interact with them when you see them, and or they may know something that you said that you forget, and it's just, I don't know, it's like a really nice bonding thing. Like, and I love getting to, because it's very rare. I say this a lot on the podcast, too much probably, because everybody's like, you say in every episode, but you never get to have a conversation for an hour long with no distractions.
Yeah.
And you just get to dig into each other's minds and, learn about people. When we're at an open mic, dude, we talk for what? Maybe combined
5
tops?
seconds, 5 minutes.
5 minutes tops.
Everyone's on stage. We go out and we have a smoke for a little bit. Like, it's weird. Comedy is like, it's really different from karaoke. Karaoke, you can be social, but comedy, you have to kind of like go out in the back to like be social, because it's like everyone gets mad at you if you talk like right around the stage, right?
Yeah, just ask Austin Ingalls.
Yeah,
He'll tell you to shut the fuck up. It was okay. I just wanted that boy to cheer up. It wasn't. There's nothing you can do, man. That like you can scream, yell all you want. That they weren't listening. Yeah, all we need is a bigger mic there, or like a bigger speaker, or to hook it up to their PA system, whatever, and it'll all be better,
Sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches.
And it was a fun silly crowd. Like the people in the front, they really enjoyed like.
Oh, they were 100% invested, like for the whole show.
And if they were imagine a group like that, multiply it times 10, put them in the speakeasy. Well, then every person just murdered.
Yeah.
It was definitely a group that really wanted, like, and then they were even like stopping to say, which has got to be frustrating for like an audience member to be shut up, like,
can I use my teacher voice right now? Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, somebody said that. Was it the owner?
No, I think it was just an audience member. There were like a couple teachers who did that.
Yeah. So that's why when I did my set, I did it the way I did it. I just went up and like walked all the way forward, and I was almost essentially yelling in the mic, but I didn't want it to sound like I was yelling in the mic, and it worked for me for the most part. I felt like I ended the night not feeling like I sucked dick. Yeah,
right.
I feel like I just jerked them. Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta do that.
Yeah. And so, me and Colin were talking about you last night on the podcast, and we were so we had this debate. Now, it was about you being a basketball player back in high school. Now, did you ever play basketball?
I mean, just in gym class, just not like. I was in college. I did like volleyball club for like 2 weeks, but that was about it.
Yeah. Oh man. So
not too much of a sports guy, but I'll bowl when I can because I love bowling.
That's not a sport.
Why does it still come up when I ask, is bowling considered a sport, and they say yes?
Do people get tired after they bowl?
This is true.
I mean, it's like darts. Darts is a sport still, right? Pool is a sport, isn't it?
Slippery slope, man. It's a slippery slope. I'd want to. Yeah, I could. I'd want to fuck around with like volleyball or tennis if I could. Those are the two I would fuck around with.
I would. Wouldn't that be a fun thing if we could get like a comedy
Like soccer
bowling
team or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that?
I was even gonna say even let's go way less because we'll all be probably shit faced because that's the way we all work for some reason.
Yeah.
But like a bowling team,
A bowling league for comedy.
Oh, that would be awesome. Or like we're all mic'd up. And so we're doing a comedy show while we're bowling. That would be fun.
That would be like that would be like a fun like little experimental comedy show because like you don't know what to or how about like so like we're doing the routine while we're like we're getting strikes and shit.
Yeah, so we'd all be like talking shit to each other and then still doing bits or being just completely god awful. Or you'll occasionally have somebody who's really good at bowling, like. So there was one day we went bowling, and I had a turkey is 4 strikes in a row, correct? I think it's 4 strikes in a row.
I did not do my homework on bowling before this.
You didn't do your homework on anything, dude.
I'm still participating, man.
But so I bowled 4 strikes in a row, and everybody was like, holy shit, this guy knows how to bowl. I didn't know how to fucking bowl. It was just like, I was just throwing the ball as hard as I could forward. Yeah. And then I literally got 3 gutter balls, like my next 3.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it was awful. Yeah. Like, but for a moment, I was at the top of my game. For those 4 rounds or those 4 frames, that's how much I know about bowling.
Bowling, if you think about it, it's like stand-up. It's like you'll have like maybe 4 strikes and then you never know if you're gonna get a fucking gutter or not the next couple hits. Yeah.
It is a good reference. It is. I like to sometimes make a reference to stand-up in as if you're like surfing. Dude, you can hop on, dude, and you're just riding that wave, dude. You're just feeling, or sometimes you just...
And you don't know when or if you get a shark and that's a heckler.
Oh, yeah.
You got him.
Yeah, dude.
Ate him.
Yeah. Or like your mic comes unplugged, or, you get a little in the mic, and that's just like a shell hitting your foot and it hurts for a second. Just something, little sunburn, where, maybe like Todd announced you on stage and said something you didn't like. Yeah.
Did he do that to you?
He's done it every time.
What were you going to say?
Oh, no, go ahead.
My worst fear, like, stand-up or theater would be, like, if I get, like, a nosebleed, like, right in the middle of the performance. Has that ever happened to you? Like, have you ever done that or, like, had to throw up, like, while you're on stage?
I've actually, other than recently, I used to throw up before ever even open mic. Mm-hmm. I used to just go outside and puke my guts out. But I was the same way when back when I competed in powerlifting. No matter what, whenever I walked on the stage right beforehand, I would throw up. And I'm just starting to lose that feeling because I haven't done it in a while. And now I'm getting just and I'm also, as you've seen in, like, I guess in a handful of the shows, I write something. Like 5 of my 8 jokes were brand new at the show this past weekend. So I'm building like as much material as possible so then I can replace it or piece this and this together and always have something to fall back on. So if like I'm bombing, I'm just going to switch what I'm doing, like a whole different style. Like this crowd doesn't like any of these sex jokes or the strap-on jokes or the anything like this. So let me go here to this area and see if people... So I'm getting more comfortable knowing that I can do I used to freeze. Like when were you in the room when the woman was screaming at me that I didn't have the biggest dick in my school?
That was Bishop Hill?
Yes.
Dude, I must have been in the bathroom, but like, tell me like what happened then.
So I did this bit, and I was like, I said something along the lines of, I was actually known for something back in my hometown of Kewanee. I was known for having the biggest dick in my class. And this woman's like, no, you weren't. No, you weren't. And I was like, yes, I was. And she's like, no, you weren't. And I was like, shut the fuck up. And then I ended up, like, the whole bit, it loops back to a million. I'll tell you after, but, like, it loops back. But I was able to, just shut her up and make it funny and then add in another joke at the end, which ended up being improv. And now I'm putting it in my set. To use moving forward. So I learned and it made it better, but it was just when you get somebody that just completely takes you off guard for a minute, like what am I supposed to say now? I don't have the biggest dick. How am I going to make this joke work? Like, yeah. Or I abandon it in the middle of it, and then everybody just goes like, what the fuck just happened?
Where was he going with this big dick thing?
Yeah. And there was a couple of women in the room. They were interested in knowing.
It's like, did he have the biggest dick?
Yeah. Well, there was somebody. So I got the video back of my set, and there was a couple of people like, damn, really? Oh yeah, dude. I'm even still, even to today, I'm still a big Pokemon fan. Yeah. And I play Pokemon Go. It's been a while, but I mean, I'm a master level, 42. Like it's not, have you ever seen Vanderveer Park?
Yeah.
On a community day?
Yeah. Like with all the Pokemon. Yeah, dude, it's wild.
Dude, there's 2,000 people. There was supermodels walking around. I'm like, what the fuck? You play Pokemon Go? And then I saw that they gave a list of all the celebrities that play Pokemon Go, and it was like, oh shit. Let me. Taylor Swift. Justin Bieber, dude. There was some big name celebrities that play that game. So if you ever want to talk shit to me, I'm just gonna send it on to the next bigger person.
Vanderveer Park is really close to my house. So if I drive to Vanderveer on a Pokemon Go day, I'm a moron.
Oh yeah. Well, especially you're supposed to get steps in that game.
Yeah. You're cheating already, man. You're not.
Dude, I did find out the other day that I get if I go to beat off and I have my Fitbit on, dude, I literally get almost 2,000 steps for a beat off. So whenever me and my wife go to see who has more steps that day, if I just jerk off 3 times before noon, I'm gonna dominate her, dude.
I want to get a Fitbit now just to test your theory.
Oh, you can borrow mine, dude. just make sure you
I didn't realize how close of friends we are, Shane. Nice.
I wasn't saying borrow my hand. I meant you could borrow my Fitbit. But if we do it at the same time, maybe we could see. You could put my wife's Fitbit on. I'll put on mine. And then we'll see who got more steps, and we can have a battle like that. Dude, our YouTube page that we're going to start is going to be fucking incredible, bro. Do you have love in your life?
Well, but yeah, I started seeing someone February.
Male or female?
Female.
Or transgender? I mean, just whatever.
Well, she's non-binary, I think, but she was born a woman.
Okay.
I believe.
You believe? I wondered that a lot. If you met a woman and I mean someone who identifies as a woman, and you just have this great relationship, but you haven't had sex and you go 3 months and you don't know. There's 2 things. I wonder to myself, one, would I be pissed that you didn't tell me that you were a trans person, or 2, would I be hey, maybe there is no issue because I fell in love with you as a person, not I don't know what I don't and I've heard some stories like that, and I'm like, God, I can only imagine the thoughts that would go through a person's brain. That's why I guess you have to be super open and upfront about things. Yeah. Because that means you're keeping something in too that, wouldn't you want to know how the person feels about any of those things first?
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know what I would do in that situation. Honestly, it's hard.
Because one of my good friends goes by the drag name Cinnamon. Well, met Stevie one night, and Stevie was like, "Damn, you're a good-looking chick." And then they were pissing beside each other in the bathroom, and they both have talked to me about that story, and I love it so much.
Oh, man.
But I can tell you, I saw 2 of the most incredible things on one human body. So, I had this person that was beside me in the men's bathroom. And, I mean, just the nicest looking pair of breasts.
And I thought you were going to say dick.
Oh, no, and the biggest dick I'd ever seen.
Oh,
it was, I mean, that thing had that arch, and it had the top vein. The ladies love that top vein when it's got that little thick meat to it. And then you got to have a predominant head on the end. But dude, it was just like, wow, that's a whole lot going on right there. And so I went home and jerked off. And I got more steps in. Yeah, if my wife would have saw it, she probably would have got even more steps in than me.
That's like a bonus for the day.
And see, that's the unfair thing. Like, dude, my wife can flick her bean all she wants to. She can go till her fingers bleed, dude. She can go till she starts her next period. And like, dude, we gotta recover. You know, like we have to. It takes a little bit of time for us to build that next money load. You know. What's the farthest load you've ever shot?
Probably whenever I'm stoned, to be honest. Dude, when I started getting stoned and like whacking off the first time, like nobody told me like how different it is when you're stoned, and when I found out, I was like, holy shit! Like I feel like this is like a heart attack that feels good right now. Like it was wild.
And it may be because you're more relaxed too. You think about that, dude. I one time you know, like me and Timry have done some wacky things. I'm like, oh, give me a facial. Like, dude, a facial is nothing like the porns in real life. Dude, you go to spray on their face, and it ends up being like a laugh. Like, it's super funny. But one time, I was like laying on my back, and then she was like, just gagging on my massive wiener. But she moved her head, and I took the money shot in my own face. Dude, but it was like so forceful. And it had been like, you know, like 3-4 days since I'd even, I don't know, I might have been like on a masturbation like break, just like a couple of days. Because sometimes you rub that shit to where like you have like open muscle tissue showing because you've just ripped it. And then you're picking scabs off. You have green stuff dripping out the end. Yeah. There's just pus. It smells like shit, you know. And but dude, I really did. I mean, she moved her head and it went poof. And I was like,
you got caught in the crossfire there.
And I said, Timmy, get it off. I was like, oh, it's on my lip. It's on my lips. And like, it was like stringy and gooey on my lips. So I'm like, get on my lip. Get on my lips. And she screamed laughing and like, I never thought I was gonna live it down, but we persevered. And this is probably the first time I've ever told that story to anybody other than, I mean, she just knows about it. I'm sure she's told a couple people in secrecy, but
you're a bolder man than I am. What's the wackiest thing? I think one time, so when I was in the college dorm and like obviously I haven't, you know, hooked up with anyone just quite yet. It's not because religious reasons. It's just because like I'm just kind of socially retarded. But
wait, in college or up to today?
Up to today.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude,
this isn't like a big secret. Like everyone knows this.
Oh yeah, Mom. Dude, my joke about you on the roast battle, that was just made up. That was just a joke. I did not know that was real. Otherwise I would never.
Yeah,
have said.
I've kissed before. Like I've done like something. I just haven't like, you know, gone all the way yet. But yeah.
But have you ever had somebody like, hey, well, let's not actually do it. Let me just put it in the back door.
No, but I've had a blowjob before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And was it good?
Really good shit, man. But my wackiest time in college, like on the dorm, was like there was one time I was masturbating and I forgot that my keys were like in my pocket or something like that. And
you sound like Santa Claus coming up to party, dude. Ching, 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 ching.
But it was like, at one point, I was too lazy to actually take it out, so I was just kind of rubbing over my pants. I forgot the keys were there, so like later I was like, "Why does this hurt?" And then like I forgot the fucking keys were there.
Oh man, dude, you know, so like that is cool. Like I have a super vulnerable story about the very first time I ever came. And like, dude, I had this giant fish pillow. Now, we had a giant fish pillow.
Like the fish is
the size
on the
of my, like the fish is the size of my body. Like it's a pillow. And so, I would always I love the comfort of like holding something that was like the whole size of my body. And I had a TV in my room, and this is how big my TV was. Swear to God, it had little knobs. And it was like 11:30 at night, and I wasn't allowed to watch TV at night, but I had it on anyways. And so I turned on. It was like FX, you know, where they did the Girls Gone Wild commercials. I don't know if you remember those, but they did Girls Gone Wild commercials after like 11 o'clock at night. but they'd have stars on their tits, and they were selling the DVDs. It's Girls Gone Wild, just everything Girls Gone Wild. And I was like moving, and I was like, what is going on? And I'm like, I don't know, 12 or something like that. And I'm like, like, why was my butt? And then I just pissed what I thought was piss. And I pissed all over this fucking pillow. And I'm like looking at it, and like it's like chunky and white, and like I'm like tasting. I was tasting. But like no, I did. I fucking shot a load, and I didn't know. I thought I peed on it, and I was so embarrassed that I like take all my clothes off, put new clothes on, take that pillow, start a load of laundry at 1 a.m. And my parents are like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "I peed the bed." In my brain was starting to process like what happened. I was like, I just peed, and so like, I put everything in the wash machine. Oh, okay, sorry that happened to you. I was like, good God. And then I like by the time I got to bed, I realized what I had done, and it was masterful. And I tried to replicate it the whole night again. But dude, that first load, dude, like once that thing's gone, man, it's gonna take a minute to build that steam back up.
Yeah.
But I did know a guy, he jerked off like 5 times a day. Well, at least what he said was he was jerking off like 5 times a day in high school. But I ended up finding something. So we were in my basement, and there was a vent, and this vent just came down and then stopped. And one day I reached my hand up in it, and I was like doing this, and I found something, and it was a DVD. Oh. And I slide it out and I pull it down. Or not a DVD, a VCR tape. Right. Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And it says X on the front. And so me and a buddy, we were sitting there like, what do we do? He goes, I have a VHS player in my house. Let's go. And so we rode our bikes over to his house. And we put it in. And we're sitting there. And then like it's like. And it's just a bed. And it's my parents' bed. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And he's like, dude, this is a porn. And you just see this chick's ass, like, right in front of the bed. And then my mom turns around, and just her tits. And, dude, I fucking pulled that thing out. Dude, just fucking broke it. Man, dude, threw it in the fucking gas. Like, holy it was shit. So bad. I threw it in that kid's grandparents' burn pile. It was, yeah, got him.
When you said, like, I guess, like, dude, what I was picturing in my head for a minute when you said you were reaching, like, towards, like, the vent, I thought you were gonna say, like, you got your hand in it and you found, like, dried up, like, cum, whatever the fuck, like,
somebody's wiping cum up there,
or somehow it got in the vent. He's first dropping loads of them.
Dude, my dad was just shooting his nuts down the vent, like, it was
a secret hidey hole for the little home movie.
Dude, now we know how fucking Mr. Krabs came up with the secret sauce, dude.
Schweshwin sauce.
Plankton was up there, dude.
He could fit up there. That's the best part.
He really. Actually, the thing is, even Larry the Lobster and Pearl, like, if you would take it, like, SpongeBob is a sponge, and Pearl is maybe like 2 inches taller than her. She's the world's smallest whale. If you think back to SpongeBob,
that is true.
Yeah, man. I feel like I should have like 6 edibles in my system for this conversation.
There's like the chum bucket, that's really only one letter off from cum buckets. Let's be honest there.
Oh, man. Dude, what if it was always meant to be the cum bucket? Because SpongeBob was supposed to start off as a really dirty adult show. They actually used to, if you look it up, it was supposed to be raunchier than South Park, like the writers, and they're like, hey, no one's ever going to take this. And then Nickelodeon said, if we change the words, we'll take it. Like there's some of the names, Sandy Cheeks, and like
Bikini Bottom,
Krusty Krabs. Like, dude, like, I mean, so they had a lot of things, and then those like stars that you see, which are like flowers now in the water that go across the sky. They used to make him shaped like tits and dicks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
yeah, just like as little tiny things that they put in there. But they even kept. They even kept some of the dirty stuff in there as they moved forward, but then they ended up completely rewriting it because it was just, I mean, imagine the second that every child realizes like this is like we're talking about nothing but sex on this thing. Whew, dude, there's a lot of lawsuits out there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're gonna swallow that water? I thought you were gonna spit on me for a second, which would have been funny. I would have been a little bit upset. But yeah, so I
wouldn't do that to you, bro.
I mean,
unless you're into that sort of thing.
I've never been into that, but I'll try everything at least 10 times. So I'm at 9 right now.
10?
Yeah.
10? That's your number?
Yeah. Well,
be like, let's say, I don't know about pegging, but after the 8th time, like I feel like I'll be sure.
I've had like smaller objects go up there. Like I've explored my own body. And there's days for it, there's days not for it. I just don't like my feet touched, man. I don't like that. Like, I mean, I don't have like a foot fetish. Like like people that have like a major foot fetish. That's a little aggressive in my book. Or like to smell or like people like to drink people's bathwater. Like all those OnlyFans chicks are like selling their or they sell their dirty underwear, they sell their dirty socks and shoes. And there was that one girl, she made like $400,000 in a span of a year and a half selling nothing but her shoes and socks.
There's that one that did like nothing but like the farts in jars, right?
Oh yeah, that's another one, yeah. And that's a weird thing on TikTok too. Like there's a whole brand of people that just love to see hot chicks fart. or like hear it, or like, oh, like that was wet, or like they want to know what they ate to have that come out like that and stuff.
Everyone's got a hobby. As long as it pays the bills, man.
Man, you ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. What would it be? What's your limit of what you'd do for $1 million?
Probably that firecracker in your dick hole thing. I don't know if I would do that.
What if they said they could restructure your penis?
If I'm on painkillers and I just don't feel anything, maybe. Would you eat shit for $1 million?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would, dude. Watch me enjoy. Give me a little hot sauce and a knife and a fork, and I'll take it like I'm eating a sausage, dude. Like, yeah, like I'd eat like if it's like one of those long little poops, I'd eat like a Slim Jim. I just let it dry out a little bit. For $1 million, whoo, yeah, you can put some shit in my mouth, because you ain't never gonna see me or hear me again. If I have $1 million, yeah, I'm disappearing.
I think what I would not do is if for $1 million is if I like cut my dick and then poured like salt on it or something. Like I would not do that for $1 million.
Fucking salt, dude. You said that you might do. Ouch. Fucking a firecracker.
If I don't feel it,
painkiller.
If I don't feel it,
but if you have to put salt in it, don't give me the salt and pepper. Don't start giving me the condiments, dude.
I have weird standards.
Yeah, I'm following that. Oh,
I'm like the. It's like they'll just have a picture of me on the face, salt, and then firecrackers.
Yeah.
That's the Kanye West one, right?
Dude, you got like an angel and devil on one shoulder. You got firecracker. All right. You got salt. Fuck that.
No. That's where I draw the line.
Dude, I'd probably want to put it in salt afterwards.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna get one last good feeling out of it, you know, or otherwise it's gone for forever. Oh well.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at our time. We're actually over our time. So do you have any, like, what are the links that you want everybody to find you at? We're going to attach them all below on the video. And I would love to have you back. So we're just fucking getting stupid now at this point.
Come catch me, guys, at, first of all, got him. We did, thanks for tuning in. If you want to catch me, it's a little bit of a drive, but Kelowna, Illinois, I'll be doing Grease Monkeys with James Draper hosting. I'll be opening. We got Mike. I think Mike Lucas is headlining.
Well, what day?
Oh, so that's This is good. This is a good thing too. good thing you're here, Shane. Saturday, April 9th, 9 o'clock, and it's free admission. $1 off mac and cheese. I don't think it's $1 mac and cheese, but you'll probably get $1 off discount wise.
And I can tell you the hot dogs there, hot dog and mac and cheese, 10 out of 10. You'll never regret. Do you want anybody to follow your social media apps?
It's probably just me on like Facebook, but like but
Okay. Yeah. Well,
I don't. Shit. Sure, yeah, plug my Facebook, but I don't really use it as much to promote.
I'll just attach the link down below. That's Mr. JT Cage. You can catch him. He runs the Village Theater Sunday nights.
Every other Sunday, and then Broken Saddle every other Sunday.
And he hosts that. So come out to the open mics, check him out. He's hilarious. He was just at the show that I just did this past weekend. He's always funny. He's always got something new and quirky coming out. And hopefully soon he's got something coming out and somebody who could be me right after this show is over. This is Shot 30 Podcast. I am Shayne Neubert. Thank you as always. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here.
Keep plugging into the Shayne's podcast. This is good shit. Got him.
Dude, this was a blast, man. I had so much fun. This was awesome.
Hell yeah, man.
And